A fire chief saves two homes in a burning neighborhood, including his brother's. Incredibly, he did it with milk and beer.
Oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. First thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean? Just look at it.
After finding a hose but no water, Fennessy forced entry into the home in search of something to cool down that meter.
So I thought I'll check the refrigerator, and all that was in there was some milk and a couple beers.
A first for this fire chief.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering with some pretty big news coming out of the LA fires. Now that things have started to kind of slow down a little bit, some firefighters are speaking out. And in fact, one firefighter was forced to use, because he ran out of water, had to do something truly incredible to try and save his home. Now, I keep getting told that there's no mismanagement. Bill Burr went on TV with his good buddy Jimmy Kimmel and said, I'm an idiot sitting in my mom's basement and I don't know how fire works. And I'm not an expert on wildfires, but what I do know is you generally need water to put it out. And I know they ran out of water. And what these firefighters are saying now is pretty wild. I have a mini announcement to make today. I've been working to make my product, Coffee Brand Coffee, available on Amazon. Probably by the end of this weekend, all this stuff will be shipped, next day shipping available. What I'm trying to do right now is seed these items. So some of it says it won't come out till later in January or later in January. You're going to get it way sooner than that. What I'm asking for is, it's all 15 to 20% off. What I'm hoping is my hardcore fans will help me sell out on Amazon. I only sent a few items of each. Stock up on your K-Cups. And then as soon as you get it, if it deserves it, please leave a 5-star review. The best way that we can grow Coffee Brand Coffee is by getting reviews on Amazon. So the purchases don't necessarily help. So purchases from verified buyers. All of the gingerbreads are 20% off. All of our regular K-Cups are 15% off. And between that and what Amazon takes, we don't make any money. But what I'm hoping is that, we can grow here and we can find new customers and we can sell our gift boxes here. So if you a link will be in the pinned comment down below. I'm hoping that you'll go scoop some up and as soon as you get it, leave some reviews. Everything's still getting checked in, so you'll get it much quicker than what they say. Now, California fire chief forced to use milk and beer to save two homes in last-ditch effort after finding zero water in the house. Now, I was told that you're a crazy conspiracy theorist if you're reporting that there's no water. A resourceful California fire chief used milk and a couple of beers to save two homes, including his own brother's, as his childhood neighborhood turned into a total nightmare during deadly wildfires. Orange County Fire Authority Chief Brian Fennessy told his brother and his friends in Altadena, the town he grew up in 14 miles from downtown LA, that they'd be fine when the Eaton fires broke out on Tuesday the 7th. No, on Tuesday. However, the inferno hit the neighborhood just hours later, and Fennessy feared the worst when his brother's phone stopped working when he tried calling him. I thought, I gotta get up there. He learned that his brother and his family had already evacuated the town, but the fire chief, who has nearly 50 years of fire service under his belt, was horrified to find his old stomping grounds had turned into a total nightmare. Flames engulfed multiple homes in the neighborhood, but the blaze hadn't yet engulfed his brother's property and the neighboring residents. Fennessy realized that he had no water to battle the fire with when he went to cool off the neighbor's melting gas meter. Fennessy said that he forced his way into the home to find anything to cool off the meter. I thought I'll check the refrigerator, and there was some milk and a couple of beers. The fire chief said, went back out and kind of ran back there and cooled it off and pulled it back a little bit. Fennessy said the meter wasn't completely out, and he wasn't sure if it was going to rekindle, but it was all he could do at the moment to try and save the home. However, his efforts were enough, and the two homes were the only ones left. So, like, if you had a gallon of soy milk, you could have saved your home from these fires. A gallon of soy milk and a couple of beers. Fennessy said that if he didn't act to try and save the homes, it was unlikely any firefighters would arrive in time to prevent them from burning down with the rest of the neighborhood. We tell everyone to call 911 and we'll be there, he said. This was a situation where you call 911, it's unlikely we're going to be there. Fennessy says that the recent fires in Southern California have changed everything, and the blazes tearing through LA right now could be our new reality. The house to house, these urban conflagrations, we're starting to see more and more of them. Wildfires continue to rage in and around LA since the Palisades fire was reported back on the 7th. Dangerous Santa Ana winds have worsened fire conditions in Southern California since Wednesday. More than 40,000 acres have burned, destroying over 12,300 structures, hundreds of billions of damage. The Palisades fire was the most destructive of the blazes that annihilated the star-studded coastal community Pacific Palisades last week was 27% contained, while the Eden fire burning outside California was only 55% contained. The toll on lives has now reached 27. Oh, and it gets worse. Listen to this realtor talking about...
they want to move back to the Palisades. Are they considering moving elsewhere? Do they...
Yeah, so that's a great question. Look, this is hard to say. I strongly believe that 50% of the people who lived in the Palisades are not going to be moving back to the Palisades.
Why?
Wow.
Yeah, and honestly, that number wasn't as big last week in my mind, but after the phone calls that I've been getting, people who are moving to Brentwood, Santa Monica, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, those are going to be the markets that are going to go up because people want to be as close to normalcy as possible.
Yeah.
And those are those towns right around the Palisades.
Yeah.
Those are going to go up, that market. That's where they're going to move. It's going to be too long. You got to realize Palisades is the all-American town, right?
Yeah.
The families are running around. It's like what you picture towns in movies that we used to watch.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
These kids that are 5 years old right now that live in the Palisades and go to school, there's a chance that if things don't move fast, it could be 4 to 5 years before they're back there. These kids are now 10. They're going to different schools,
Right,
different lives now, you know, so it's tough because
This tweet says, how to land grab and build a 15-minute smart city prison. Governor Newsom's Marshall's plan to rebuild LA as LA 2.0, a smart city before hosting the LA 2028 Olympics, realizes celebrity realtor Josh Altman explains 50% of people who lived in the Pacific Palisades will not move back.
They want to...
and either keep it or sell it.
So who's... Because obviously some people with the Woolsey fire, this could be their second time rebuilding with Malibu and stuff like that.
It's just hard.
Who's going to move to the Palisades, or are we going to see that city kind of
The calls that
end?
I've got have been across the board of, I'm 70 years old, I just evacuated for my last time, I'm out.
Where-
I'm never going
where
back.
are they going?
Okay, that was the Palisades. So they're either going locally or because of, they're fed up with the regulations and government, they're out.
California.
California, and if they're not and they're out of LA, they're going down to Newport Beach.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm getting a huge amount of...
I mean, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And then here we have LA firefighters make bombshell claim that they were shorted thousands of dollars in salary as fires continue to ravage California. LA firefighters are claiming now that they are owed tens of thousands of dollars due to months of payroll errors, with some being forced to take out credit cards and loans to make ends meet. Outrage. Well, I mean, the LGBTQ lady in charge is making $750,000 a year. I feel like, maybe she should have, her checks seem to clear pretty good, right? Her checks seem to clear. Outraged senior LA Fire Department officials claim colleagues have been forced to take out credit cards and loans to avoid missing mortgage payments, with some allegedly owing $30,000 to $40,000. So you owe $40K in back payroll? Some in the organization even said they're being skimped out of their paychecks, with payroll dispersing $200 instead of several thousand. Meanwhile, Daily Mail reported Fire Chief Kristen Crowley stands accused of refusing to return $37,000 in accidental overpay, an ongoing lawsuit by former LA Fire Department. Firefighters shared payslips with DailyMail.com showing apparent errors, including being docked rather than adding work for overtime and deductions for healthcare allegedly inflating 10 times what they should have been. LA Fire Department spoke on condition of anonymity out of fear of retaliation. They're wanting us to work more and more, but they're not even paying us correctly. It's a fiasco, with one senior LA Fire Department official who's been trying to help dozens of staff with alleged pay errors. It's not a couple thousands of dollars per guy. It's tens of thousands of dollars per guy. $15,000 to $17,000. Personally has literally 3 people in office and Main Superior working from home in Hong Kong. I mean, this is while some people are 30 to 40K behind. Guys had to take out loans. They switch over a new payroll system called Workday. Once they switch it out, everybody's pay went haywire. Workday didn't respond to a Daily Mail request for comment. Another LAFD firefighter told DailyMail.com, we transitioned. I mean, this is so wild. They can't even pay these people. I mean, here's her talking about.
Let me be clear.
You know, her budget hit that she did in fact do.
The $17 million budget cut and the elimination of our civilian positions like our mechanics did and has and will continue to severely impact our ability to repair our apparatus. So with that, we have over 100 fire apparatus out of service.
100 fire trucks out of service.
In the proper amount of mechanics would have helped. And so it did absolutely negatively impact.
Roasted. Pun intended. So they're saying, yes, the budget cuts did hurt us. But meanwhile, you know, don't worry. Bill Burr says you're all just crazy. You're all just crazy. Everything's working as planned. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.